Okay, MechWarriorZero here. I got this new. It's just a microphone headset. It doesn't fit on very good, as you can see. Okay, I figured out why I couldn't capture MechAssault. My ATEM Mini Pro cannot do 480p. I did a test with my Xbox 360, set it to 480p, and it didn't work. It just gave a black screen. So I even contacted the Blackmagic support about this, and it doesn't support 480p. Because I'm using the Pound HD link cable, so I'll have to find some sort of converter. There are some converters. There's the Retro Tink Tiny 2X. That's $150. Then there's the Framemeister. That's about $200 or so. So I'm trying to find alternative to still capture HDMI to where it will upscale 480p to like 720p or 1080p. I do have one that does work, but the problem is it causes the image to be a little darker for some reason. So I'm trying to find other alternatives, like component to HDMI upscaler. I do have a component to HDMI, but it doesn't upscale. In standard format what it detects from the component. So I'm trying to find a device that can upscale very cheap. So right now, to capture original Xbox gameplay, I'm using a AV to HDMI as an upscaler. I got it. There's a switch on the side to 720p or 1080p, so I got it set to 1080p. But the image won't be as high quality. Dang it. The Elemental doesn't have a lot of jump jet juice or jump jet fuel, to jump very high. At first, I thought it was the HDCP which was causing to not capture original Xbox. So I found out that ATEM Mini Pro, which I have, does not capture 480p. I could use my other capturing device, but I still won't get, picture-in-picture and a long recording file, because the other capturing devices I have only do 2 gigs per file. I wish whoever created it didn't have it unlimited record time. Hoping I can find an upscaler. Well, there is this cable. It's called the M cable, and it's $100. But I don't know if it will work. With the original Xbox, you know, through HDMI. I don't know if it'll upscale 480p to a higher resolution. No component to HDMI would, if I can find the right one that can upscale. There's so many different versions of component to HDMI, like one I have. That doesn't upscale. You'll know if it does upscale if there's a button on the device that marks as resolution, and so that's what I'm trying to find. So I'm just doing a little recording here. If only we can get on the other side here on River City. I wish they didn't put a barrier blocker here when Day One Studios was creating MechAssault. It would be cool to hop over and be on the other side. See, you can fire and see it's hitting the ground. But something is blocking. If only there was a way to edit the maps to remove the barrier block, we can be fighting on the other side. See, there is no way to get to the other side. You can try any area to try to jump over, but it won't let you. Yeah, you can even hide in the rubble. Oh, it's got to be a little more taller rubble. Let's see if we could go in the tunnel. Cool, look at that. I'm in the tunnel. If you're an elemental, you can hide in here. And sneak up on your enemy. I wish there was a way in MechWarrior, like MechWarrior, I think MechWarrior 3, 4, 5 Mercenary. I think you can, and MechWarrior Living Legends. I think you can passive radar. You know, that way the enemy won't detect your mech. or you can hide, hide and power down and hope to God you can see when the enemy comes. And you can quickly power up and start attacking. That was cool. It spun around. Okay, I want to show you my controller option. What I use for controlling games. I always have it inverted because it's more better when using the controller. When you move forward on the right stick and make sure person look down instead of looking up. So that's why I play it inverted. That's how I started playing video games. I always play in inverted because it's more better and it's easy to play it in inverted. But I know a lot of people don't. So I hope the group, what was the group's name? That's trying to bring back original Xbox Live. I'm hoping they will bring it back so I can play Conquest and MechAssault 2 Lone Wolf. So that's what I'm hoping. You know, I don't know if I can remember my original gamer tag when I first played on online on original Xbox. I know it wasn't MechWarriorZero. I must have a different gamer tag back then when I started playing on original Xbox Live. So I don't remember my original Xbox gamer tag on the original Xbox. So I just hope I can create a new one under MechWarriorZero. So I'm hoping they'll hurry and release it to where we can still log on to original Xbox Live. Because I hate it when whoever discontinued it in 2012? Was it 2012 or 2014? I hope that person is no longer working with Microsoft. I hope he's fired. Whoever decided to discontinue Xbox Live on the original Xbox, I hope he's no longer working with Microsoft or Xbox. So now I got to figure out how to capture original. Since I'm using AV to HDMI, the quality is not very good. I would like HD at least. So I'm hoping I can find a component to HDMI upscaler converter box thing, so I can convert 480p to 720p or 1080p. So now I know that I even asked Blackmagic, would you create a new update firmware for the ATEM Mini Pro to allow 480p? What happened? Because this is the ATEM Mini is for like for churches, who wants to broadcast live and everything. That's why I bought this, so I can record and broadcast live without having to use a computer, rely on the computer to do my capturing, game capturing, using a webcam to capture FaceTime, my, picture-in-picture face. The only issue with that, with like OBS or the Elgato software, it causes lag for the recording. You have to have a high-power computer to do that, and that's I was at the time I was looking for something that can do picture-in-picture. To where I can change the picture-in-picture location. I did buy something that does that, but you can't readjust the picture-in-picture. Like if I want to put it in the center of the screen or change the size of the picture-in-picture. With this, you can, using the software on the ATEM Mini Pro controller software on your PC. You can change the size and the resolution of the picture-in-picture for the camera. You can make it smaller. You can make it round. That's what I may start doing with my picture-in-picture. Instead of having a square, I may make it circle, so make it smaller. And the cool thing about it, you can have a green screen, and it just have your face in the picture. So I still gotta learn how to operate that. So I'll have to look on YouTube and see about adding, changing the picture-in-picture to be circle and have a green screen background, so it'll be much more smaller instead of a square size, and I can move it to where like in-game text and labels and stuff will show up without being blocked by the camera. So, I'm also glad I got this, but I don't know about it. I was hoping it would be like one of those presentation mics. It wraps around the ear, around the back of your head here, close to your lips, your mouth. But as you can see how it is, it's about $6 for this, but it comes with a short cable. I may think about a wireless one. That way I don't have to worry about a wire. They do make one that's wireless. If I have room here on where I got my laptop, plus extra power cable, I may have to put mount a power strip in the back on this foldable table here, so I can have more power cables, because I gotta have power for the camera since it's running off its battery. Now, also the NT-Mini Pro can also be powered by battery. It has to be 12 volts or so. So I have to have one to power the camera, my laptop. Well, maybe not my laptop because I got it run off. One for the NT-Mini Pro, and whatever other devices if I add it to the NT-Mini Pro so I could capture. And I already got this set up to record live on YouTube. So if I decided to live stream, I can record and probably live stream at the same time. Probably, I don't know, I have to read the manual. I printed out the manual. It's a whole page. Now I gotta put it in a binder so I can flip through it, read it, learn how to operate the NT-Mini Pro. I don't know why they didn't make one that can do like 2 inputs and 3 inputs. This one, there's NT-Mini Pro, NT-Mini Pro, NT-Mini Pro ISO, NT-Mini Pro Extreme. So I don't know why they couldn't make one that only has 2 inputs and be cheaper, because this one is $595, which I bought out of my stimulus check. Then I bought myself a new iPad. I wish I had enough to get the 64 gig one. I had to get the 32 gig one. Then I wanted the Oculus Quest 2 because I wanted to see VR, play VR. And boy, I love it. It's the best VR headset to get. The Oculus Quest 2 is the best headset to get. No computer needed. All your games are right there in the headset. Now they just came out with Air Link, which you don't need the $80 cable to connect your headset to the PC. Now you just Airstream all the PC content on it without using the wire. Well, you can still use the wire for keeping it powered, But the only issue on the headset, when you record, it doesn't record the microphone, and that's they need to add in the next firmware update, is to where you can record your microphone while you're recording. You can do it doing a live. When you do live broadcasts, you can record your mic, but if you record, it doesn't let you record your mic. You have to use another thing to record your mic while you're recording the headset. So I may send that to support to allow recording of your mic. Okay, so BB Bobbly Tiki Taki Taki. Yeah, I'm trying to sell some stuff. I got a power supply here, which I don't need anymore. I was using it for my server, so I may just get external enclosures, because I already bought two. One holds 2 hard drives, one holds 1 hard drive. So I may get another one, because there's one. I have a bunch of these 2.5-inch laptop hard drives that I want to put in an external enclosure. Yeah. But I have 2 SATA DVD drives and 1 IDE CD drive, which I want to make as an external, but getting the enclosure is a little expensive, like $5,200, $50 to $100. So I'm trying to find a case, small case, that can hold 3 optical drives and have it powered by one of those little Pico power supplies, and have the drives. I have an IDE to USB adapter, so I'm still trying to find something for it. And the motherboard, in this case, I want to put it in a smaller case, so it'll be something like a media server that I could put in my bedroom. Then I have to get a TV in there. I got a old CRT TV so I can use my laser gun on the original Xbox. I got a laser gun for the original Xbox, so I can play shooting games. There's other consoles I want to get, like the original Nintendo, the Super Nintendo, Dreamcast, Saturn, original PlayStation, and I think PlayStation 2. But I would like to put it all in a arcade cabinet, and have it here in my living room and play some little arcade shooting games. Have all the consoles hooked up to it, and just, But trying to buy a arcade cabinet made a lot of money. Having the CRT to be to where you can connect it, consoles to it, that may be a little expensive too. Okay, I talked so much in this video. And I gotta clear it. It's a 16 gig USB drive. I wish I could find a USB-C drive. I do have a 64 gig one I can use, and I also have a USB-C hub, which I was using on my laptop. I could connect two USB hard drives to this, and so once one is full, it switches to the other one to continuous recording. So I'm gonna upload this video. Still using my new camcorder. It's a JVC HD camcorder. Has Wi-Fi built in. It has a feature to where you can use an app with it, and you can direct connect to it, and you can. But it's slow, lag. You know. Luckily this has HDMI out, and luckily the option for auto off, there's a setting to keep it on. That's why I bought this one. This other camera that I was going to use for video capturing, you know, FaceTime, face camera, it doesn't have that option to where you can turn off, power off. It'll just turn off automatically. But I'm just going to use it to take pictures with it. You know, mess around with it, you know. So I'm hoping I can find a upscaler converter instead of using AV to HDMI. I'm hoping I can find a component upscaler to HDMI, or HDMI upscaler box, or something that can upscale 480p to 720p and 1080p. So if you like to help, you can send a donation to my PayPal, which I forget to include that in the description. So this one, I'll include it to where if you want more content like this, you can support me on Facebook. Not Facebook, YouTube, through PayPal. It may also include Cash App and Venmo app to where you can send money to, and also include those two in there. Okay. This is MechWarriorZero. I'll see you in the next video, if I decide to upload more videos. If I ever do. And I hope everyone got vaccinated. I have twice. The Mandarin vaccine, which I'm glad. No more. So we'll see you in the next video. Bye.